Ah, the 80s. What a decade. I think it's one of the greatest decades to look for really valuable coins in those old rolls or even in that dusty jar in the back of the closet. So if you've never even thought about turning your pocket change into profit, you're going to want to watch this video where I'm going to break down every single one of the mints for the 1980 Kennedy half dollars. All of the values I'll show you in this video are backed by real auction data. So that way, you know I'm not just pulling the prices out of the sky. First off, if you are just getting into modern coin hunting, 1980 is the perfect sandbox, I think. Before 1980, Philly coins generally had no mint mark at all. Adding the P Philadelphia mint mark to the half dollar changed the landscape of the entire denomination. It gave collectors a defined set to chase. Now, these coins are large, and they weigh 11.34 grams, so they did fall victim to the absolute brutality of the US Mint's bagging and sorting process. When massive bins of these heavy metal discs smashed into one another, they gouged the high points of the design. Kennedy's cheek, the hair, and the eagle's wing feathers on the reverse took the brunt of this damage. So why am I even saying all this? You can probably imagine coming across a high condition 1980 Kennedy half dollar is actually pretty tough. But if you come across a really clean design, a really good condition one out of those rolls, boxes, or out of those collections or jars, you could be sitting on really good money. So let's get to just that. Certified auction values of recent sales for these coins, where I'll explain exactly what you need to know. Let's start off in Philadelphia at the absolute pinnacle of condition rarity. This is a 1980p Kennedy half dollar graded MS67 plus by PCGS. This 1980p half holds the elite MS67 plus grade. It hammered in February of 2026 for a massive price of $2,589.75. Now, to achieve a really high grade like this on a large, heavy clad coin, it has to be practically a miracle of preservation. Now, these can be found though, as this one was. The surfaces here are completely blast white with booming cartwheel luster. There's not a single distracting tick on this coin. That tiny plus designation is not something that you can plan on, but it means the coin sits in the top 1% of eye appeal for its specific grade tier. This thing is just a step away from 68. Registry set buyers threw thousands at this coin. It's because it represents the highest attainable quality for the historic first year P Philadelphia mint mark. Now, your collector's note. Do not waste your money rating unless the coin is flawless. You have to look under 10 times magnification, and the coin has to be completely free of any sort of marks or ticks. If you do come across a clean version of a 1980 Kennedy half dollar out of Philly, then of course get it graded. Anything above MS66 or so can garner a lot of money. But what about those ungraded ones? Finding a raw coin capable of 67 requires buying original wrapped bank rolls and getting incredibly lucky. If you pull a raw, blast white 1980p that looks like it's liquid silver, it has zero chatter, protect it immediately. Put it in a capsule or at minimum a 2x2 flip. A raw coin showing this level of perfection can still sell for around 40 or 50 bucks. Now watch how the market ruthlessly punishes a coin that falls just a bit short of this. This is another 1980p Kennedy half dollar graded MS66 toned by NGC, and it's sold for a mere 28 bucks. Now you're probably like, why did you even put this on the list? Everybody else on YouTube and the internet tells me every coin's $10,000. Well, they're lying to you. I like to show you the real values on the low end,
to show you that some coins really do need to be almost perfect, if not perfect, in order to get any value. This one even comes out of the Terry's Toners collection. This coin developed that beautiful layer of natural, environmental color from oxidation. But look at the final price. This thing's an MS66, it's a gem grade, but it still allows for light bag marks and contact chatter. The 1980p is so heavily populated on the grading boards that elite buyers do not need to fight over a coin like this. The submitter actually lost money. The grading fees definitely were about twice as much as what they got, and they paid a fee to the auction house as well. Toned MS66 clad coins are really the ultimate budget buy for any collector right now. You can get an expertly certified, really beautiful piece for less than the cost of the grading fee it shows right now. Now, for those raw coins, you can find these raw in vintage paper coin albums constantly. An ungraded 1980p clad half that displays really, really nice toning can still sell for like $3 to $5 ungraded. Let's head out west to the Denver Mint to see how the other side of the country performed. This is a 1980D Kennedy half dollar, graded MS67 plus by PCGS. This one earned that prestigious MS67 plus grade as well, like the first coin we looked at. And it found a home in April of 2026 for $2,190.38. The Denver Mint struck roughly 33.4 million of these, and they are notorious for having slightly stronger strikes through the eagle shield on the reverse compared to the Philly coins. Just like our first coin, the plus designation acts as that massive value multiplier. Two registry set competitors can be seen in the bids, needing this flawless Denver strike to complete their sets. So they battled it out, completely ignoring the fact that this coin contains 0 precious metals. Denver issues from this era are usually well struck. When evaluating your coins, look closely at the wing feathers and the shield lines on the reverse, and the high points on the portrait of Kennedy. A strong, fully struck reverse is mandatory to get a top grade. Now for the raw coins, clean, uncirculated Denver strikes are still fantastic pulls from 1980 mint sets from old rolls, a highly lustrous raw 1980D with completely clean fields and a really sharp strike can sell in upwards of $10 ungraded. Now let's look at a perfect example of how specific toning can override a weak baseline grade. This is a 1980D graded MS64 by PCGS. This 1980D holds that modest grade of MS64 from PCGS, and it realized $64.13 in December of 2024. Now, this is a bit older sale, but it really highlights a key point. MS64 is a low-end uncirculated grade, of course. The coin actually has quite a few bag marks and distracting field chatter. Normally, an MS64 like this isn't even worth the plastic it sits in. However, this specific specimen developed that beautiful, vibrant, attractive toning. The buyer paid $64 purely for the aesthetic character of the coin. Eye appeal is everything sometimes, proving that there is a dedicated submarket exclusively for that beautiful color. Now, the tone coin market is incredibly subjective. I personally love tone coins, and I'm willing to pay a little bit more for those beautiful colors. A coin with ugly, dark, mottled brown toning is going to sell far less, though, while vivid neon pink and blue toning can push a low-grade coin over $100 easily. Now for raw coins, end roll coins, those coins sitting at the very edge of paper bankrolls, frequently develop this kind of toning. A raw 1980D displaying that bright, beautiful neon rings of color can easily sell for around $15. We can't talk completely about 1980 Kennedy half dollars without talking about San Francisco. So let's take a look at a massive lesson in numismatic reality. This is a 1980s Kennedy half dollar, graded Proof 65 DCAM toned by Annex. This 1980s achieved that beautiful Proof 65 Deep Cameo grade, and it sold in February of 2026 for $95.63. By 1980, the Mint deliberately frosted the proof dies to create heavy black and white contrast on every coin. The entire modern proof market sits in really a narrow band between flawless PR69 and perfect PR70. So why did a heavily scratched, low-grade PR65 sell for almost $100? Once again, it's one of my favorite things. The answer is toning. The coin developed absolute monster colors here. Buyers of modern proofs should understand they are usually paying for handling luck rather than mint rarity. But when a coin develops a one-of-a-kind color palette, it becomes one of those unique pieces of art almost, and it usually demands a massive aesthetic premium. Now, for raw coins, you can hunt for these by looking for cracked open, compromised, or even sealed vintage proof sets. A raw, beautifully toned version of the proof will easily sell for around $30 based entirely on the depth of the eye appeal. Maybe more if your toning is really significant. So as you can see, the 1980 Kennedy half dollar market is really about what to ignore and what to protect. First, spot the P. The 1980 is the historic first year for the Philadelphia P mint mark. It makes the date incredibly fun to hunt and everyday change in my opinion. Also beware of those marks. The heavy clad planchets were brutally damaged during production. Only save the coins that look pristine. Lastly, as you saw, color is a multiplier. It isn't just for 1980 Kennedy halves. Toning cannot save a common coin from being common, but it adds a beautiful liquid premium to an otherwise ordinary budget coin and really can make it a piece of art rather than just currency. Let me know what you think about the 1980 Kennedy half dollar, if you even collect them. More importantly, let me know what you've been coming across lately in your collectible searches. I will see you in the community tab on YouTube, in the comments across social media, and I'll see you in the next video. But until next time, happy treasure hunting.